Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, but we know no matter what, we'll always have the time. Talk about the wastelands, talk about the Lord, talk about surviving radiation storms, talk about the doubts, talk about the fears, talk about the game we all love. It's Fallout through the years. That Fallout show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 40 of That Fallout Show podcast. Wastelanders is here! I'm Shalene, and joining me, as always, is the lovely and talented Rick McVick.
Welcome in, everybody.
And the always sterling Vendertron.
Welcome, sir or madam.
Is he built out of silver?
Well, it's robot.
I just had a polish thing.
Yes, exactly.
Like Rod Sterling?
How are you
sure.
guys
I'm out of
doing?
Sterlings.
So,
Sterling, Virginia? That's it. That's all I got.
Thank goodness.
Is there music playing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you
good.
guys not have the audio?
No,
Did I
you
forget to
didn't.
share audio with you guys?
You did.
Well,
Every time.
trust me. The intro song played. It was fantastic. I sang along. The little Lone Star theme is going now. It's just
Okay.
It's fantastic.
okay. I think I know what's happening. You know, on Christmas morning, when the presents are everywhere, and the kids are waiting for the parents to get up, and everybody gets up, and then we're all just sort of sitting there having small talk awkwardly because we're all waiting to open the gifts. This is that moment.
And
Yeah.
by gifts, you mean Wastelanders?
Yes.
Stories
Yeah.
and reviews and our thoughts on the biggest DLC to drop for Fallout 76 since its initial launch?
Yeah.
That whole
That one.
thing?
That one. That's
That's
the
not
big
what the
one
show's
wrapped
about,
in the
though.
corner. Oh. Is it
Show's
game
about... Yes, it is. Tonight we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Paper Mario.
Oh.
Oh, you guys. How are you doing? How are you holding up?
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah?
Answer once.
I mean, it's been 39 days since pants.
Wow. Yeah.
I've stopped shaving. I don't know what day of the week it is anymore. Yesterday I thought it was Wednesday. Cyber Red Panda was like, it's actually Thursday.
Man.
I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just-
I had
Sum
to
up.
run to the drive-up pharmacy yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, the sun.
In bed.
I know, I was like brushing my teeth and looking out the window and my car's sitting there and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even remember how to drive.
I had
was
forgotten
thinking
how
about
much I enjoyed driving my car. I had
I don't-
forgotten how much I enjoy driving.
I don't
Have a
remember
clutch. Think
driving.
about that one. To sum up my factor, as you know, I was beardy for the last 2 episodes, and I finally just had enough of it, and I took a hair trimmer and just shaved off the beardiness, right? And my wife kept staring at me, and I'm like, did I do something
Was it
wrong?
like good
But-
staring? Like, ooh. look at
No,
my
no,
man.
it was like, you look weird.
Oh, that's
staring.
not good staring.
And I'm like sitting there like, what did I do? And she goes, oh, your sideburns are gone. And I went, what did I do? That's how
Not the
my-
burns! No!
Gone. Look at that.
I've never seen you without them.
I forgot. I don't know
I've
what I
never
was
seen you
thinking.
without them.
Don't know what I was thinking. I literally just shaved them off, and I didn't even think about it until she pointed it out. So I was
Turn
like, oh,
again,
no.
Rick. Let me see it again. Oh my gosh, you look so
Quarantine.
strange.
Quarantine has gotten to me.
Well,
Good thing it was the burns and not your
yeah,
hair.
right?
Because, you know.
Well,
I
Are
thought
you
it
guys
was my
starting to
beard.
develop like quarantine hair, like isolation hair?
Oh, I need
It's
a
just,
haircut so
I get
bad.
up and it's just everywhere. It's like I have like calyx in places I thought I never could have calyx.
So
I
my
got
hair
calyx in
grows
places I thought cows couldn't lick.
substantially faster on the left side of my head than it does on the right side of my head. So I have an involuntary asymmetric haircut right now. It's just
Oh.
like I part over here, so it should be shorter over it, but no, it's like 3 full inches longer on this left side.
Yeah. See, like if you were in a bomb shelter or like waiting the fallout, I mean, these are things people don't think about.
Yes.
No.
You know? Like what if you forgot nail clippers?
Oh
Dude,
gosh.
Well,
You-
I know, but these are things
You've
that
been
people
gifted.
don't think about in an
You've been gifted
apocalypse.
nail clippers.
We think
You
about
can't-
surviving on food and water
What if
and
you forget
rations and
tweezers?
energy and
And then your one long
what?
eyebrow hair just
I don't think we can do this again.
We can't talk about eyebrows.
I don't think we should. No.
Well,
had-
guys,
Complaints on Twitter.
thank you for joining us here for that Fallout show, and thank you for helping us to promote the show. It really helps us out if you share this show on your social media, if you subscribe, retweet us on your social media, and just tell your friends about this show. You know, it's we love talking about Fallout, and we're really excited to talk about Wastelanders, and we hope that you'll share this goodness. And also send emails, because we like having your emails to read on the show. We are going to chat about some news, and of course our gameplay and our first impressions of Wastelanders. But before we do that, we have some new faces in the Discord and a few changes that have happened. Vendor, why don't you tell us about them?
Well, we've added a Wastelanders spoiler room to keep spoiler talk out of the main Fallout 76 channel. For those of you who are unable to indulge in Wastelanders just yet. You know, that is, we're always keeping our users in mind, and we don't want to spoil that for anybody. So do keep that in mind. If you're going to talk about Wastelanders, leave it to the Wastelanders channel. We would like to welcome some new people to the Discord as well. Dirty Llama Racer, Iniki, Core Chris, Battle Goat, who is Jake from Oaken Crow,
Mm-hmm.
and JetFan247. And then also, we want to welcome back from the corner of shame, Tim Twig 81.
Tim, you
He was
naughty
gone with the
fellow.
cone of silence, and he
So,
messaged me,
Tim,
and
go ahead, Rick.
I was gonna say he messaged me. He's like, am I not on the server anymore?" And I was like, "Did you cuss?" And he goes, "Mystery solved." So I sent him an invite, and then I got some bags of Oaken Crow, and Jacob was like, "Hey, so what's a Discord?" So I explained it to him, and now he's a part of it. So
Yeah.
I may recommend their Peruvian blend is fantastic.
So you've been without coffee for a bit, right?
It was 2 days.
2 days too long.
2 days without any coffee whatsoever. I made one giant pot. It was like 8, like to the number 8 on the pot of like flavored Starbucks crap, and I just had that was the last coffee I had for like 2 to 3 days, and then my Oaken Crow showed up, and yeah, it was great. It was good.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of flavored coffees. Coffee is a flavor, in my opinion.
It is good.
Anyways, so yes, welcome to all the new people coming into the Discord. Yes, it's pretty funny. Tim sent me a message too. He's like, Vendor, did I just get kicked from the server? And I'm like, did you swear? Because that's how you get booted. It was pretty good, but
Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry, you'll be featured on our corner of shame in the next episode of TFS. Don't worry, it's fine.
Oh,
So,
man. Poor Tim.
yeah.
Follow Tim on Twitch, TimTwig81.
Yes,
So.
he is a fellow streamer as well. And it's almost like a rite of passage now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If you would like to join our Discord, all you have to do is scroll right down below if you're watching live. The link is here in our Twitch information on our Twitch page. You can also find it by sending a message to us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, or anything like that. And we can share the link with you to join our chat after dark. But,
Thank you,
yeah,
Vendor.
the Discord's been pretty active this week.
It really has.
I noticed that the lobby is once again filled with cats. Yes, I almost think we should just change it from the lobby channel to cats,
The cat
Trollface-
cafe.
Yeah, Trollface in the chat said is asking for a Minecraft game section, so I told him that I would bring it up with corporate at our next stakeholders meeting.
You
So
don't have one?
No.
we don't have one, no.
Huh.
Yeah.
So we'll add that to the stack. It's coming.
Lovely. Well, I believe that wraps up our Discord shoutouts and brings us into the news, which I have to say in the Rick intonation, the news.
If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment.
What's going on in the world of Fallout, Rick?
Well, there are a few things that IRL that relate to things like in game, such as fire and radiation, because Chernobyl is on fire, or at least it was on fire.
Again?
Yes. So on
It was a
April
bad
10th.
Too
one
soon?
this time.
Is it too soon for that? Sorry.
Well, actually, kind of. On April 10th, there were big forest fires in and around Chernobyl. About 30%, they said, of tourist attractions were destroyed. However, the plant itself was untouched. So you can still wander down in the reactor if you're feeling brave enough. It looks like it started on April 4th and died down after the 14th when some rains came in. They found some evidence of arson. I don't know why anyone would do that, but yeah, so that's happened, but it is now under control.
Have they said anything about like plumage, like the radioactive smoke coming from the trees? Because the trees are radioactive, right?
Mhm.
So
yeah,
It was a radioactive fire.
it was a rad fire. Is that what you're telling me? Rad storm.
You know, there were concerns about it, they said, but the forest apparently has trapped a lot of the radioactive chemicals. So I don't think you have to worry about more radiation than normal, at least according to the Forbes article that I'm skimming. But yeah, it's 2020, folks. Liquor stores are closed. There's a recession.
Chernobyl is
Chernobyl's
on fire again. Like,
So,
what? I don't even know.
Didn't
know,
Krakatoa erupt? I think Krakatoa
Krakatoa.
erupted.
I don't. Where's Krakatoa?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
Well,
there we
in case you were all wondering, we still have 9 more months.
Shh.
There's still 9.
But
Yeah.
2020 has already been like 36 months long.
Yes, it has. April alone has been 36 months long. But you know how you can pass that time, folks? Because there's been some good news. There's a ray of sunshine, albeit radioactive sunshine. Wastelanders has dropped. I don't know if you've noticed this, but Fallout 76 Appalachia has gotten a little bit more crowded these days. And that's because Wastelanders drops on April 14th. And they said February 14th was a day of love. So we're going to talk a bit about the patch. All right. So I'm going to give you the update highlights. This is pulled directly from Bethesda.net. People are back, and they're back. And that's the weirdest thing, I think, from this whole thing. But we'll get into that. There's a new main story that you can do with Wastelanders, as we knew. There are factions again. There are raiders. There are settlers. And depending on what you do, it will affect your standing with both parties. You can recruit allies. Who knew? Certain NPCs can actually come live in your camp if you want someone there at your home. And reading from the show notes, they can also bring some story quests and romance options. Do I hear another settlement needs your help? Yes, I do.
I swear, if Preston Garvey calls me babe one more time, if he pops out from behind a bush and is like, "Hey, babe,"
Did he ever call you? Did he actually call you babe?
he called me babe all the time.
Vendor romanced Preston.
I knew that. I didn't know he actually said babe.
It was so weird. I would go into my house and he'd be in my bed, and I'd be
It's just
rooting through my
weird.
trunk. Where's that pistol that I had 5 months ago? And he'd wake up. He'd be like, "Hey, babe," and he'd just stand there like,
Were you staring at him? Like,
"I've got an armful of guns." I'm like, "Hey."
So there are new items. There
Sounds
are
like a
new
normal
enemies.
relationship to me.
It does. I've got 5 pistols in my hand. My wife's just like, "Hey, babe." And then
What are
she
you
fell
doing?
through the floor. She fell through the floor.
And then her legs were like this, and she was like,
And they have created new locations and updated some old locations, which are fantastic. But we will get into that later. Considering space is everything, and also space is nothing. But in this case, space is everything. The download size for consoles will be 70 gigs. 70 gigs for this update. The PC download size through the Bethesda.net launcher is 54 gigs, and the Steam version is a whopping 68 gigabytes. So let that one sink in. That's big. That's a big.
That's
update.
big. That's a big update. I mean, how large is the base game?
About that.
50 something. It was
It's
50
about that.
something.
Huh.
I want to say it was like 58 at launch.
Yeah. So, speaking of Steam, you can now get Fallout 76 on Steam. You can also connect your Bethesda.net accounts. You can do that through April 28th. They've opened it up. If you do that, you will also unlock the Fallout Classic Bundle, which is Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics for free when you connect them. So there's that. You can also go to the Bethesda.net website, and they should have an article somewhere around there for you to learn how to do that. All right, let's look at some of the things. And I'm not going to read everything from Bethesda.net, but we're going to look at some of the highlights that some of the additions. They've included, like we said, NPCs. They're everywhere, which is one of the strangest things. I cannot tell you how many times I've armed a grenade, like hit the alt button, and you hear the clink of the pin. And then someone's like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And you're like, "Oh, they're not hostile. I have a grenade." You just whip it off to the side so you don't kill anyone. So they're random NPCs just running around now. And then dialogue options are back. And they are similar to Fallout 3 in that, if you remember, in Fallout 4, there was just 4 options to pick from. In Fallout 3, sometimes you would get a whole list of options to pick from, and that's how these NPC dialogue options are. They also have some special attribute-based checks in the dialogue quests, or dialogue options, which is really kind of focused back on Fallout 3 in New Vegas. So, yay! Right? Everybody's happy about dialogue options.
Oh yeah, it's very exciting.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
I'm trying not to comment. I'm just trying to let you like very
through it.
pragmatically roll through this because we'll talk about all our
I know,
impressions
there's
later.
so much
So
to talk later. So,
We have so buried the lead in this episode.
yeah,
Everybody just wants to hear what we think, and we're like, let's talk about some news.
I know, but see, that's the thing. You keep the viewer count all the way to the end when you do that. That's smart programming.
Shh, don't tell them that.
So there's that. Some of the OG characters from Fallout 76 have now been updated with dialogue options and conversational options, like Rose, Modus, and the Grafton Mayor.
I'm so excited to talk to
Yes.
Rose.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Rose about with the dialogue options, but I'm glad now that we can do that. There's a new main quest when you start. If you start a new tune and you head out of Vault 76 or go back there, that's where the main quest starts, and that will lead you on a road where you will meet the raiders and the settlers, and the various different factions and how that's all going to play out. I'm not too far in. There's no spoilers coming up in our gameplay at all, so don't worry about that. But yeah, there's a whole main quest. Apparently at level 20, the full main quest opens in Sutton too. So there's that. I'm trying to look through some of the... Yeah, the main quest of Fallout 76 original is still available, so you don't have to worry about that. Although I imagine there's going to be some changes or some things. I'm really curious to see how some of these plot holes are going to get filled. Or maybe not plot holes.
Plot
but
holes or potholes?
Plot.
Don't even talk to me about potholes, man.
I mean, in my city we have 2 seasons: winter and construction.
Mm-hmm.
And the construction usually consists of just potholes. So when you said potholes, I got a little bit of quick sweat.
Oh, there's a major intersection about 10 minutes away from me that's been worked on since for 6 years, and the company's been sued a few times because they haven't. It's a whole thing. So I understand about road work.
Okay, plot holes. Plot holes. Gotcha.
However, because of some of the new locations and things like that, there are some more no camp zones. So look for those signs. Cannot camp here. But that's not a big deal. Also, if you have a camp placed in one of these places that you cannot have it anymore, they will let you know as you log into a server.
Yeah,
Okay, we're
it did
gonna
not
move
affect
it.
We Just Love Games Lake, thankfully.
It did not. I gotta build back down there. So, all right.
Maybe I'll move my house there today.
Oh yeah, that's true. We will be playing later.
I
so
love our
the
lake.
Raiders. What?
I love our lake.
I know our lake is awesome. I'm gonna set up where I normally set up. We should go back to like our little corners. We took the
Yes.
whole lake over so no one else could build
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
The Raiders, they're a faction. Initially, they're hostile. It says this right in the notes. This is not spoilers, but they are hostile, and eventually, probably much like Nuka World, you can become their friends, or something like that. Then there's the Settlers. So it's very standard fare as far as who's what. I mean, Settlers you can kind of get. They're the nice ones, and then the Raiders are the Raiders. There are other factions that are not allyable. They cannot be allies, but like the Blood Eagles and then the Cultists are also there now too. There's a new currency system, gold bullion. I have no experience with this, so I'm just looking at it from the notes. But there's a new bullion system that you can get after the main Wastelanders quest is completed. I'm really curious to see what that looks like and what things you can get from those that new currency. Faction reputation, we already talked about that. Allies, this is interesting. So people, the NPCs that you can encounter that can move into your camp and help protect it and keep you company, which I think are cool. Apparently 2 of the allies are unique. Both have mini quest line romance opportunities and offer the chance to really get to know some interesting characters. So apparently once you reach level 10, go to the Ash Heap or the Mire to meet them. So there's that. I'm hoping eventually there's pets. Like, I saw an NPC walking around with a dog, and I was like, I want a dog to just kind of follow me around. Doesn't have to fight anything. Can stand by as I get attacked by ghouls. But I kind of want to have a dog follow me around.
I think that's a thing. I think that's going to happen for us.
I hope. Repeatable events. There's Riding Shotgun, which is a new event at Big Bend Tunnel East. It's a, caravan. What's the word I'm looking for? Escort. There's also the public event Radiation Rumble. So look for those 2 new events if you're someone who likes doing those. New daily quests. Let's see here. The Raider dailies apparently alternate with 1 or 2 available to you each day. There's other 4 dailies that can be completed to earn treasury notes, XP caps, and some loot. So there's some new dailies coming out there. New enemies. We've encountered some of these in our travels. Floaters. Floaters are a thing, although
Yep.
I feel like they could have chosen a better name. Floater? I don't know.
Like Snallygaster is a great name
Great name.
for a wasteland creature.
But floater.
Floater?
Floater does
That's-
not seem to
Floater-
encapsulate the threat that these things truly pose.
Yes, floater is not a wasteland creature. It's something you find in your toilet.
I was gonna say I hope one like pops up out of a toilet once, and I would love the nod.
You
And then Shalene is
guys are
face
such
palming.
children.
No, we're boys. There's a difference.
Yes, but we're gonna be kids till we die. We're children. The Wendigo. I always get yelled at for saying his name.
Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Ate your baby.
Maybe the Wendigo ate your baby.
So what is it?
Wendigo.
The Wendigo Colossus.
Hooked on phonics, Rick.
Wendigo Colossus. Right now. That's a thing.
Oh,
haven't seen
hey, I
it
see
yet.
what you did there.
I wonder if we can see its shadow. The shadow of the Wendigo Colossus. And then after that, like I mentioned before, the Blood Eagles and the cult of the Mothman. My mouth is
The mo-
operating at
the
peak
Mothman.
efficiency this evening. Okay.
I love you guys.
We're gonna wrap this up soon, I promise. Here's a couple of housekeeping updates that they did. The day and night cycle has been changed. The day cycle is now increased from 8 to 13 hours, and the night cycle is shortened. So it's nice. Also, the lighting has been significantly improved, and the game looks gorgeous right now. It looks really good. The light coming through the trees looks nice. The fogs. What are you shaking your head at? No?
I mean, that's just me. But that's
Look,
I'll talk
I'm
about
sorry
that later.
I'm sorry you have a pleb computer system, but my top. Actually, yours is probably more updated than mine is at this point.
Did you hear that?
Oh, Shiny, he's talking to us.
He's mad at you. He's mad at you.
Vendor is talking to a small protectron, just for those audio folks who can't see the shenanigans.
So anyway, I think the game looks great. Also, the nighttime is a lot darker. It's harder for me to see things, and the shadows are definitely a lot darker. So they've updated those. Vault 94 has been shut down. So there's no more raid. And that's how I think.
How are we supposed to kill roaches now with no raid?
Anyway, Nuclear Winter has been updated. And Shalene knew more about this update than I do, right?
Yeah, it's so for a while in one of the previous Nuclear Winter patches, they had it set up so that if you had a room that was not the full 51 or 52 whatever people, if it was a smaller group, say there was 26 people in the room, the circle that you started, if the ring of fire was smaller, so it pushed everybody together a little faster instead of having this big delay until you actually see anyone and get to the fun parts. And it was really great. It worked super well. It was a great update, and they removed it. And nobody knew why, but now it's back, and that's a good thing.
Awesome. There are a whole list of other quality of life improvements, such as legendary enemies, nuke zones, press and hold. This is one of my favorite ones. If you see a gun or a consumable item on the ground, you can press and hold the action button, and it'll automatically consume it.
That is
into the
an amazing feature.
Yeah.
No more walking around with 800 pounds worth of plans in my pockets.
Yes.
You can just learn them right off the ground.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. Search perks, as far as like extra ammo and extra food, that happens automatically. There's not an extra button press. So it just, you walk up to the container and a little animation will go and a noise will play when that luck ability has been activated. So that's awesome. Public events have been changed. There's a radio host now, and then there's a whole slew of bug fixes. So if you want to check that out, Bethesda.net, Fallout.Bethesda.net is your source for that particular patch. Along with the Wastelanders, we have a new soundtrack from Einon Zur. 15 new tracks available wherever you listen to new music, and it's Einon Zur, so it's going to be great and fantastic. So there you go. The Inside the Vault for April. I'm just going to read this because I didn't read it beforehand. So what you get here, folks, quality. All right, so upcoming Wastelanders AMA was going to be Jeff Gardenier and Ferret Baudouin. See, we're cultured here too at that Fallout show. But that's going to be at the Fallout 76 subreddit at 11:30 a.m., 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, April 23rd. So check that one out. Let's see here. We already went over the Steam account being linked. Extended Twitch Prime Wastelanders. If you have Twitch Prime and Wastelanders, you can connect your accounts and get a Twitch Prime Wastelanders bundle. And that's going to have, like, I think 2 Nuka-Cola statues, outfit, some icons. So there you go for that.
I'm teetering on buying the Wastelanders bundle because it has, like, the colonial house and the wallpapers and everything.
I bought a camp building set that had clean floors and like nice whitewashed walls and a lovely porch. I'm actually looking forward to building my camp.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit. I'm getting all excited.
I know. My wallet's been shaking. Where's my wallet? Yes, my wallet has been shaking.
Has it screamed in terror?
Did you open it and moths flew out? And you were like, damn.
What happened just now?
This always happens to me.
All that, no money.
Oh, man.
So, anyway, they do talk about some future updates. That's going to be scheduled for May. A lot of those are going to be UI and quality of life improvements, along with Fosnut. Fosnut seasonal events coming in May.
I think you mean Foshnasht.
Foshnasht
is going to be in May, and that was like, I think that was our first experience with event.
Can we should plan to do Fosnot with Bit Trash Riot.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, we could all like
Because, like, you know, he could
Yes.
probably be like, this is totally not what Fosnot is like. This is not how it is.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to doing that with you guys. But yeah, so May, look forward to a new update and patch.
Okay.
Bethesda,
Do
so
we
yeah.
know, like, first half of May, second half of May?
They
they
said
said
May
that.
19th.
Did they say
Ah,
that?
okay.
I didn't see a date in there.
It wasn't on this particular article, but they said it a while
Ah.
back, and I remembered it because that's my birthday. One year,
Wow.
Bethesda gave me Far Harbor for my birthday, and then another year,
Harbor?
they're giving me Fashnosht.
I hate it. It's either Fashnost or I do like a stupid, awful German accent, and Bit Trash gets on me for that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's like, that's not how we sound. You don't sound like that at all. Anyway,
I was never a member of the Nazi party. We lived in the back, next to Sweden.
what is
All we
that
heard
from?
yodeling.
It sounds like it's from a movie. It has to be.
It's from the producers. It's Will Ferrell.
He was in the producers?
Yeah,
The remake?
he was the Nazi dude in the producers. It was
No
glorious.
way! Ah,
It's
I
so
only saw
good.
the old one. I only saw
Oh, the
old
new
one.
one is like, oh, the new one is
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
It's good.
I've realized that a lot of my German goofy accent comes from the atomic bomb movie. Help me out, Shalene.
Oh,
Dr. Strangelove.
yeah.
Yeah, that one. So, all right. That's it for me, folks.
You did
I
a
wanna be
great
done
job,
talk-
Rick.
I want to be done talking now.
You
Bender,
did lovely. I'm proud of you. Let's go shopping in the Atomic Shop. You guys are going to be so proud. I loaded the bumper. What's on sale, Vendor?
Well, guys, the Atomic Shop is bringing some new stuff along with Wastelanders this week. But before we get into that, I just want to remind everybody that you can still get the free item, which is the hunting emote, until April 21st. So it's open season in Appalachia, so make sure that you grab that emote and use it when you go hunting. You can grab that in the Atomic Shop this week. But other than that, Wastelanders is out, and there is some pretty good stuff that you can get, you guys. People are coming back to Appalachia because of Wastelanders, and not only are survivors coming back, but we see new raiders and settlers, and you can fit right in by picking up a couple of these bundles and outfits. You can now get the Contemporary Camp bundle. So this is 1,200 atoms.
Yeah, that's what I bought.
It's available in the Atomic Shop until May 5th. And it includes the Contemporary Porch set, which is like, you know, that cross lattice, like the white lattice that goes under decks.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have it so much in Canada, actually. It's a very American thing.
You're not cultured.
Also, so they have a set of 3. That's available as a bonus when you buy the Contemporary Camp bundle. The red curtain set also is available. That's normal, wide, and long curtains. You can also get the Contemporary Housing set, the Contemporary Floor set, and the Contemporary Wallpaper set. And I think, don't quote me on this, but the cumulative sum, if you were to buy these items separately, not as a bundle in the Atomic Shop, is something like 2,500 atoms. And right now it's selling for 1,200 atoms. So you're kind of getting a good deal.
So these are current.
Current. These are current.
Okay.
Available.
The latest ones. You can...
Yes. Available until April 28th. You can also get the Raider Culinarian outfit and the Settler Carpenter outfit. Those both for 700 atoms. What?
I'm laughing at the chat about Tiger King.
Yes.
He was Canadian?
No.
The actor was Canadian. The story is American. The story is all American.
Story is, that's was it Texas? I never.
No, I
haven't
think it was
watched
Kansas.
Anyways.
But yeah, have you guys gotten your stimulus checks yet? Anybody want to go in halves on a tiger?
The responders are also sticking around in the shop for a little while longer, so you can claim these particular items before they roll out, starting with April 21st. you will have the ability to pick up the Responders Camp Bundle, the Fire Chief Responder Outfit Bundle, Ambulance Gurney Set, the Responders Camp Signs, the Klaxon Wall Light, Crossed Axe Wall Decor, Responders Standing Flag set of 3, and the Red Responders Player Icon. Those are all available till the 21st. And then available until the 28th is the Responder Power Armor and the Solid Color Wallpaper Bundle. Some new items coming into the Atomic Shop include new decor, aka curtains, which we've already talked about. This is available individually for 300 atoms, not part of the bundle. The Contemporary Housing set, 500 atoms. The Wallpaper set, 500 atoms. The Floor set, 500 atoms. And then the Raider and Settler photo stand-ins, 400 atoms, and the Liberator bot lamp, 250. And the bot, it's so cute, you guys. This Liberator bot lamp, I almost bought it, but I was like, no,
Is
because
it
I'll
just like a
probably
Liberator?
accidentally shoot it thinking it's a Liberator standing on my dresser or something.
That sounds cute. I like those little
Nice.
Liberator bots.
Yeah. I really want Bethesda to make some of the items that they sell in the Atomic
Mhm.
Shop as merchandise that you can buy in real life. Like 10 out of 10 would spend $100 on a Liberator bot lamp.
You just want them to make robot figurines.
Yes, I've been saying that for like 5 years. They have a Codsworth, and he's 12 inches tall, and he costs like $200 million Canadian. So,
It better actually work then.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
for
Little
that much
flamethrower.
money, it should be making you breakfast and destroying your enemies, that kind of thing.
there are some pretty nifty items coming out with the Fallout First subscription for the month of April. You can pick up until May 12th the Settler Survival Tent and the Raider Survival Tent. I bought the Responders, I think, or the Settler Survival Tent.
I love the
Responders
Raider
tent.
one. I love it so much.
The Raider one looks pretty darn
It has
good.
a plush throne in the back. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
A number of items that have previously left the Atomic Shop have returned for a brief visit. Many of them are on sale while they're here. You can pick these items up, but they will be headed back to the vault on 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Starting on April 21st, we will see Bone Raider Excavator Power Armor Paint, the Tactical Covert Ops Under Armor, Mr. Fuzzy Ride, Mini Power. Mr. Fuzzy Ride just sounds... anyways, Mini Power Armor Statue, Mr. Pebbles Lamp, Clean Water Purifier, Small, Vault Boy Power Armor Helmet, Repair Kit, Scrap Kit, Welcome Friends Bulb Sign, Welcome Home Decor Mat, Kill, Laugh, Love Neon Sign, Vault Tech Flooring, Vault Tech String Lights, Rabbit Plushie, all leaving on April 21st. And then on the 28th, we lose the Mothman Cultist Bundle, the Green Thumb Bundle, and the Starlit Sniper Outfit. There are also, lastly, some weekly offers, very quickly, available until, what's today's date?
The 17th.
17th. Available until today is the Vault Tech
Ooh.
Camp Bundle for half price, 600 atoms. You can also get until the 19th the Bad News Billy outfit, and also the Vault Tech Power Armor Paint and the Vault Tech Starter Bundle. So make sure you peruse the Atomic Shop, and pick up those items if you so wish.
Now, see, I would buy the Kill, Laugh, Love sign IRL. Totally, and put that in my house.
I'm really thinking about getting the. Well, we'll talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for guiding us through all of these new happenings. And I think that brings us to our gameplay. Rick, what you been playing?
So I've been playing HackerNet and something called Fallout 76.
Oh, really? I've heard that's good. Tell me about it.
What
So-
is this? What's Fallout 76?
So you're a little plumber, and you run around. You jump on shrooms.
You're made of paper.
Make it bigger. No. So I created a new character to try out Wastelanders. I wanted to see what it would be like from a day one perspective. Just jumping back into it that way. Plus, I didn't really like my main. It was kind of disjointed as far as focus and build. And at this point, Fallout hasn't made a really good way to just like kind of reconfigure your build. Hint, hint. And so I made a new one, and you know, went through the vault, got out of that. The vault was the same. However, there's a couple of different Mr. Gutsies you can talk to, and it's pretty cool. They've changed a lot of the dialogue options on some of the Mr. Gutsies. That's pretty fantastic. They have obviously changed the entrance of the vault as far as who's out there, because that's where the main quest starts. So I'm trying to walk around this. You can immediately start in Wastelanders quests at level 1, so you don't have to wait till like level something to start the whole thing. You can kind of work your way into it. I mean, they say the main quest is fully open at level 20, but it's you can still start doing stuff with the Wastelanders as soon as you get out of the vault. There's a lot of people walking around now. It's kind of strange. Like I said before, there's been many a time where I've armed a Molotov or a grenade because I'm about to chuck it at this guy who's in front of me, but I realize that he's just a scrapper or a settler, and he's not evil or violent. So that's just different. When you look off in the distance and you see a humanoid thing, and it's not a scorched and it's not another player, it's really strange. It's such a jarring feeling.
It's
to
a
see
shock. It is a
other
shock
people.
to see a humanoid and they're not trying to kill you.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like it a lot. I was met with very kind people coming out of the vault. What happened was I came out of the vault. There was like a level 120 something. He dropped off a bunch of gifts for me and then hopped off like some weird Easter bunny. And other people were waving at me. I met this dude who like configured his face in the character creation menu to look as ghoulish as possible. So like his face was sunken in, his chin was pointing out like a goblin. Is really wide with crazy eyes, and he started like rambling on about like, "Hi, I need to sell you life insurance," and like all this crazy stuff. I was like, that is amazing. Um, so yeah,
Ah,
that thing. Um,
we should do that. We should make weird
just
characters
weird
and travel
characters.
around as a trio, just trolling people.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Make a Bill and Ted. But it's been a lot of fun. They've made the game feel smoother. I feel like the game runs better. The combat is smoother. It's not like Destiny 2 smooth or Call of Duty smooth, but it's definitely smoother. I really like that aspect of it. And the main thing is just it looks good too. I think there was one time where I don't know if it was the three of us. I remember who I was with. I know it was you, Shalene. We were walking up past an opening on this hill, and I looked off, and you could see um, they call it the thumbtack in the very initial video, the ski resort, and that was off in the distance, and like there was a valley, and I was like, that just looks awesome. Like it just looks really good. I had the window open, so it was actually cold and breezy in the room. It felt like fall in Appalachia. I was like, this is just looks really pretty, and it was nice being back home. I know I've been very hard on Fallout 76. Both you and I, Vendor, have been very hard on Fallout 76 as of late, um, with the grindy aspects and some of the issues therein. But it was nice to be back into a content-filled environment of Appalachia, and it feels like Fallout. It doesn't feel like Fallout 76 did when it first launched. I'm one of the few who still really appreciates the loneliness of Fallout 76 at launch, where there were no NPCs and it was hardly any dialogue, where you come out on a disaster area and you're the first boots on the ground. I still appreciate that because for those of us who were there since the beginning, the Wastelanders feels like you got out of a hot tub and jumped into a pool. It's like this beautiful, like euphoric release in a way because it's Fallout again. Does that make sense, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a different kind of lonely.
Well, I mean, like
Fallout
at first,
76 is lonely in that there's no NPCs, but the world is filled with other real human players,
yeah, but even that
which is a
wasn't
different
like,
kind of lonely. But
yeah. I mean, it was still no interaction there, very rarely. But
yeah,
anyway, so all I'm saying is it feels really good jumping into this and that sort of thing. Now, like I said, I started a new tune, and he is I've set up camp a little south of Point Pleasant, which has now been overrun by a particular faction, and it won't take long to deduce who they are. So that was cool. I set up on like the Shalene, you were there. It was set up on the river. I have a porch. You can
Mm-hmm.
jump off and go swimming and get
It's
out on the
lovely.
stairwell. Yeah, it's very nice. I have to move back to the lake though. I love my I love my riverside abode, but got to move back to the lake. So that's been really nice. I've just been trying to level up and do quests. I'm not ready to jump into some of the more grindy bits where, oh, I want this certain type of armor or like this certain thing, or I want to get all of the tadpole or whatever the scout things are,
Possum.
because I just don't do well. Yeah, the possum. I just don't do well with that sort of thing. That's where I drop off. And the other thing I'll say about Wastelanders is you can really tell that Bethesda put a lot of time in it. It works, to coin a phrase. It just works. I haven't had any glitches.
I think Bethesda's new slogan: if it's not good, it's not the end.
Like seriously, like I was expecting NPCs' heads to spin around or something weird to happen or dialogue to freeze or something. I haven't had any of that issue. No issues at all. None at all. Except for minor standard Bethesda bugs of
Yeah, like my character's legs on the chase
your
wall.
character.
It was brilliant.
And,
So okay, so tell us a little bit more about your gameplay. So, what is your character like, and where is your camp, and what is your game style? What is your play style this go around?
So character is camped in south of Point Pleasant. My game play style that I'm trying to aim for is just like fully automatic kind of thing, just a DPS guy. Just I want to use a lot of ammo. Basic. That's how it's gonna go. I just want to shoot everything a lot.
So I just started blasting.
So
Yes.
anyways, I started blasting.
You know my game style already. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, so maybe it has something to do with that. So that's kind of it. I wanted to tell a quick story. So I started a new tune. He's like level 11. Vendor, you had started a new tune, also low level. And Shalene had started one, but wasn't playing it with us that night. So she's level 97. So it's
I was
two level
level
11s and a 97.
Yeah, I was
brought
level
in
12.
Gem
Right around
Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so Shalene's like, you gotta come to what I did to my camp. We're like, let's go check it out. So we go down to Shalene's camp, and I let her describe it. But we're there. Shalene and Vendor inside the house, and I'm outside on top of the hill. We're overlooking WJLG Lake, and I see in the lake a glowing bear and two albino yaoguais. Sorry, I should say a glowing yaoguai and two albino yaoguais that are both level set. All three of them are level 76. And I'm like, Mommy, get the guns! Because like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna plink at it with like a BB gun.
You were using
So-
a pipe weapon.
I was using a pipe, submachine gun, and a 10mm pistol, and you just watch their health just kind of like barely move down. So Shalene runs out there into the three of them and like shooting, and they just crowd around her and they kill her. And then one goes after Vendor. Vendor runs in the house. One comes after me. And
When I died, I was like, "You guys, get in the house! Lock the door!"
So I run in the house and I shut the door behind me, and Rick's like, Vendor, don't shut the door, I'm coming in.
And so like I come in, Shalene respawns a mile away. And when she gets down there, the bears have just poofed. They've disappeared. And oh no, that's not true. There were two there. There were two bears outside.
There were two
breaking
there.
her camp
They were
apart,
they were destroying my camp,
third
and
one
you were like,
disappeared.
"Shalene, I'm sorry, I can't stop them."
Yeah, I'm shooting through the window. Vendor shooting through the window. So Shalene comes in and kills them both. But what the best part of it was, we went out wandering, and we stumbled upon two more high-level yaoguais. Shalene's fighting them. I'm fighting them. They kill Shalene. They kill Vendor, and they're chasing me. I'm throwing landmines down in front of me, so they explode behind me. And eventually, a bear just kind of runs past me and kills me. So we all three die. We all three respawn, and we're like, let's go find them. Let's go hunt them. So we're hunting through the woods. We can't find them. Like, man, they must have disappeared. And I look through this clearing in these two bushes, and I'm like, oh, there they are, Vendor. Do you see them? They're right there.
I'm
And
like,
Vendor's
yeah, I see them. Yeah, they're right
Vendor's
there,
like, I
right?
see them.
Yeah.
They're right there. They're right there. And I'm like, Shalene, you're the muscle. Come here. She's like, I don't see him. I'm like, I was like, they're a little to your left. Look left up on the hill, right there. Do you see him? No, I don't see him. I'm like, come here. So she comes right next to me, and I'm like,
Right there.
you see him right there? She goes, no. And I'm like, it's a black bear in the middle of the woods who's glowing green. Do you see it? It's right there. She goes, no. I'm like, go closer. So she walks up and I'm like, it's right in front of you. And she's like, I don't see it. I'm like, all right.
You're
So I walk in front
standing
of
on
her.
it.
I walk in front of her. I'm like, it's on the other side of me. And I back up and she's like, I don't see it. So then I grab it by the scruff of its neck and walk it to Frick. And I'm like, I shove its beak in front of her face. And I'm like, do you see the bear now? And she goes, yeah. No, I don't see it. I'm like, are you kidding me? So Bender's finally like, just shoot it. So we're like, all right. So we start shooting it and then nothing happens. And then so
Yeah, the
Shalene
bear's
goes
just
up-
standing there. So I
Yeah.
unload,
And I'm
And-
still just walking
Nothing
around
happens.
in this clearing looking for this bear.
And
they're
Shalene
just-
walks
they're just,
right
like,
into
there.
it, and she's like, "It's not here." And what had happened was it glitched for her, so Shalene couldn't see it. And only me and Bender could. So like it was.
but
like,
I think we all had some sort of a
Oh,
glitch. Like
yeah.
Shalene couldn't see it, but it was there for us, but it
Mhm.
wasn't there for us.
yeah. So it was
Because
just
we
this-
couldn't actually kill it. So
It just works, folks.
So that's what I mean. Like the glitches are just like Bethesda glitches, you know.
yeah, some
Things
like
you
to
can
build a
live
bear, others like to break them.
So we went up and we went to this lake where there's usually a scorched. Speaking of the scorched beasts, I haven't seen one yet. We were at a fisher and it didn't launch. Usually
Yeah.
when you get near that lake, there's a fisher and it poops
Yeah.
out of the ground.
Yeah.
You're right.
Um,
You're right. I didn't notice that we didn't get a scorchies there.
Yeah. So, but however, we were attacked by floaters. Just bloop, bloop, they float to the. So we were attacked by floaters, and even one of those glitched. It popped up out of the ground, and it stayed still long enough for us to get a nice photo op with it.
It was great. We like
Yeah,
had our
that was
arm
pretty
around
good.
it, like, hey.
Yeah, and people
Here's
were
my
like,
friend.
"How did you get that picture on
We're just good
Twitter?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
really
Timing.
quick.
We had to do
Timing.
this so fast.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed going back into it with a fresh, perspective. I'm glad that I took a huge break from it. I think that made it, more appealing and just more impactful. But the thing that it just felt like playing Fallout again, and it felt like a good Fallout. It's been really nice. So anyway, what about Vendor? What have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing Fallout. Is the only post-apocalyptic game that I've been playing, but it's tough. Like, what do I talk about that without spoiling it? So I left the vault, started a new character, left the vault, and is there a gun? Can you get a gun in the vault?
There's one just outside.
Yeah, but not in the vault.
Yeah, you have to turn right to get the gun.
Because I'm like,
but you turn
I'm like,
left to
man,
start Wastelanders.
I'm like,
So-
man, I really need a gun. And then I turned around and looked at the 76 door, and this character had appeared, like this player had appeared, and he had a combat rifle,
No.
combat
He
shotgun.
must have fast traveled to the vault.
Maybe. But anyways, I'm like, how did he get a gun? I didn't know you could get guns in the vault. Anyway, so so I started a new character, and he's gorgeous. So gorgeous. Shalene was so impressed.
Yeah. He's very nice looking.
Yeah, easy on the eyes. And I just kind of wandered down, and there was this guy who had this camp, and it was like really nice. I actually thought that it was part of the world, and I went in it because I was going to start looting it, and then I realized this is someone's camp. And he was using the Wastelanders bundle. It was the contemporary bundle pack. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm considering getting it, because it just looks like it should just fit in with the world, just another building. So yeah, so I'm not sure. I don't know if I necessarily think that the graphics have gotten better. I still am having these weird blurriness issues
Yeah, there's still that
with the
when you look through
game,
trees.
and it's really bad. I don't know what that is, and
Wasn't
I don't
that
know
like
if
a field of view issue or something. I
Are you
feel
talking
like
about
that
when
was
you aim,
something in the
Fender?
settings that Rick had fixed finally.
Are you talking about when you aim, everything gets blurry except for like what you're looking at?
No, I'm talking about just walking
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
world. And
That's
there's
still
different parts
there.
of the
Yeah.
screen go blurry. And we had thought for the longest time that it was a perception thing. Like you had to up your perception. But that wasn't the case. So I'm not sure what the hell they're doing with that, but it's
Oh,
weird and I
that's
don't like it.
depth of field.
Right.
If you go and make sure your depth of field slider is all the way to the left,
I'll double
but there
check that.
but there still is when you go through trees. Sometimes the leaves don't move right, and there's some blurriness that happens there. But it shouldn't take your whole screen up. I still have that weird like artifact issue when I'm.
Yeah, I'm
moving through
talking about
trees.
like off in the distance.
Oh, that's
Like
depth of field. Yeah.
the classic Fallout that I'm used to is being able to
Seeing
see as far
where-
as the eye can see. But this is like the building across the road from me is like a blur. And I'm like, do I have to wear glasses? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So,
that's should be depth of
yeah,
field.
it's weird. Fallout 76 is weird. I
Yeah, I don't know why they added that.
can we talk about Cheswick? Can we talk about Cheswick?
I think so.
First of all,
It's
He
like
was-
the first thing that you see when you come out of the vault is Cheswick is just there. And you know how there's that Cheswick 1 before Wastelanders? Or was it Cheswick 2? I'm not sure. Anyways, I learned what Cheswick 1 is. So I'll just leave it at that. You guys should go check it out. It's cute.
All
It's
I'm gonna
kind of
say
sad, but
is-
it's cute.
I walked into the into this house, and there was a dead cat, and it was not me.
Yeah.
But he was alive
Um,
and well for one of you two.
The NPCs are pretty great. I ran into some NPCs almost immediately out of the vault. And it was kind of cool to engage in dialogue. The dialogue it feels like Bethesda, you know? It's the the nonpartisan comment right at the top, and then it just gradually gets
Mhm.
more snarky as you go down the list.
And the voice
Um,
acting is fantastic too.
Oh, it is.
They hired maybe
Yes.
a full dozen for the cast this time
Really?
instead
This-
of the Bethesda 6.
I have recognized in some of the NPCs that they are similar voices from past Bethesda games.
Hi, Ray. How are
yeah.
you? I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah.
This is not spoilery, but one of the voice actors is Jason frickin' Mewes, and I am just over the moon that Jason Mewes is in this game.
Yeah. Jen Johns
Super
is in
freaking
there
good.
too.
I haven't heard her yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really like that. Have you guys encountered the dude with the robot companion?
No.
Zettler with the robot. Okay, I won't say anything on that then. I did have this encounter with these settlers, and I got to tell you about this because it's not really a spoiler. It's just more like just settlers. You know how there's some NPCs that are just settlers
Yeah.
and they just like walk around.
Yep.
It's like totally random. Okay, well I'm walking down the highway and I'm like doing all the drugs and throwing them over my shoulder, and life is good. Bingo bango bongo, and just having a great
No wonder
time.
everything's blurry. Open up.
I mean, maybe.
You've done so much psycho buff you can't even see anymore.
So anyways, I come up to Slocum Joe's and I'm like, oh, Slocum Joe's. Okay, I'm gonna go in there and loot and look around, and then I come out and I see this pack of people walking down the highway. And it's a group of settlers. I thought it was raiders at first. I was gonna start shooting, but then I realized that they were friendly. And so I walked up to them and they're all like, they have random comments, they're talking to each other, and it's like you're just listening in on the conversation. And then they started blasting. These wolves showed up at Slocum Joe's, and the group started attacking the wolves. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know what? I'm going to help them out because, maybe I'll get some good karma out of this or something, because there's a whole system now with karma, which is nice. Or reputation, I guess they call it. And so we killed the wolves, and then the settlers just kind of go back on their path onto the highway, and there's this one girl straggling behind, and she's walking past me, and I'm just standing there like I'm watching them walk back to the highway, and she stops and she turns to me, and it engaged, like she's like she just like turned to me, but it didn't like engage like the where the camera moves and it's like you think that there's going to be dialogue options. She was just like saying to me, she's like, we can kind of all tell that you're using chems. She's like, she's like, you should probably go lay down for a while.
Oh my gosh,
And I was
that's
like,
amazing.
I was like, how? What?
That is incredible. I can't
Like, did that just
even.
happen?
Really?
I kid you not. She was like, we can kind of tell you're addicted to chems. Maybe you should go lay down for a while.
I love that so much.
That is really cool.
So, and I don't want that to be a spoiler, but my point is that I think that they've beefed up the dialogue with the NPCs, which is
amazing.
really cool. So, that was really cool. It was super edgy. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. It totally caught me off guard. My house is coming along really good. It's changed since you guys have seen it. I've made it bigger. I've planted crops because adhesive, you guys. It's like I need adhesive so bad. But I'm thinking about moving my house. I want to move back to WJLG Lake. Yeah,
Mhm.
I miss it.
It's a
great
wonderful
lake.
place to live. I mean, the school district is great. The taxes aren't too bad. It's a lovely place to live.
And every once in a while, a random pub pops up, depending on who logs in.
I do like my place on the hill right now. Every day I look out and there's like a rad stag doe or some rabbits running around. This morning there was cats. There was just 2 house cats just walking around.
A herd of cats.
Yeah. But I'm also in a weird spot because like the other day I was like working at my tinkering bench and then all of a sudden I heard this and I turn around and there's like this ghoul standing in my bed and I'm like,
dear.
what did where
Did
did
he
you
say,
come
"Hey,
from?
babe"?
And
Talk
he's
about
just
chem
standing,
goggles.
he's just standing there with his arms and he's all like, and so I just killed him, but yeah, it was weird. It's weird.
You just killed your date?
I'm trying to level up. Trying to level up to get to level 20. So I did the Wayward quest line. I've done most of that, which is really great. If you guys haven't done that already, you're gonna enjoy it. It really pulls you back in to what Bethesda really can do with a Fallout game. And I met up with the overseer and she's like, yeah, we're not ready for you yet. You need to go out and gain some skills. You're still too green. Come back to me when you're level 20. So I had to go out and start building up my character. I'm at level 19 thanks to some of the work that Shalene has done.
I leveled up like 50 times.
It's so good.
Leveled up so much when I was running around showing.
Yeah, so I think when I finished playing with you guys, I was like level 16, but I'm now level 19 because I played a
Nice.
little bit this afternoon.
Ooh.
And I started the Rose quest line.
Lovely.
So, which is good, because that is a slog. It is a slog to get through that. So I thought, this would be a good opportunity to level up. So I'm about level 19. And I'm at the Wendigo cave. I have to kill the Wendigo, but I'm level 19 and like I have no resources and it's like a battle. So yeah, it's a little bit challenging. I might need some team help with that one. But yeah, that's pretty much my gameplay. Played a little bit with you guys, so that was fun. I caved and I bought Fallout first.
Tell me
So-
about that.
So, okay, so I mean, yeah. I'm going to save that until we go into our sort of
Discussion, yeah.
do we have a thing?
We have a thing. It's very.
I'll just say really quickly that I bought Fallout first and I'm glad that I did, because well, the thing about it is that with storylines and stuff, the first day that I played on a public server, and I mean, it's all well and good, but I would go to loot and there'd be nothing on the counters. There'd be nothing in the boxes. the fridges would be open and everything be gone. The quantums are gone out of the Nuka machines, and everything is just looted already. And that's not the Fallout that I want. I didn't like that. So it really kind of broke the immersion for me to have other people in the world. I want to be able to walk into a house and be able to find Wonder Glue. But people cherry pick on these servers, right? They'll go in looking for specific things and they'll take just that and they'll leave the dish rags behind. Or if I want to carry 25 fans and 9 bars of soap, damn it, I mean, do it. So Fallout First really helps with that. It's being able to play in a private world is just awesome.
Private worlds are lovely.
I don't like playing Fallout with random people on a public server. I just don't. And I came to the realization this week that is a big part of why I never enjoyed Fallout 76 to begin with. So
I may have gotten Fallout First.
Yeah.
Did you really? Oh my gosh.
I mean, okay, so
I'm waiting. I'm here. I'm ready for the apologies that you guys are going to shower on me. After all of the trash you guys talked when I got Fallout First.
Well, I got Fallout First, but I'm still angry that I got Fallout First and that I have to pay $18 a month. I have to pay $18 a month to play the main storyline of a new DLC that I know Bethesda is totally capable of doing. Everybody is so excited about it, but this is just Bethesda doing Bethesda. It's new content, but it's not new product. This is what they know. This is what they do. But I have to pay $18 a month to do that now, and it sucks. So I don't know if I'm going to keep Fallout.
You don't have to.
I don't know if I'm going to keep Fallout First forever. I'm going to keep it for as long as it takes me to do the main story quests and the rest of the quests. But yeah, so that's
But it's not about. So Vasla says Shalene's the real MVP. Loyalty to the max. Proud of you, girl. It's nothing to do with loyalty. It's got everything to do with eventually your morals and breaking down and succumbing to the ways of the man. At least that's the way it was for me.
Okay, Rick, we still can't see you.
I know. I put a cap on the thing.
Okay.
What's that?
And you're such a dork.
Deal with it.
But we had this discussion when I bought Fallout First, and it was not okay then, but now that you guys did it, it's okay.
No, I'm
in
saying
my
it's
eyes.
not okay. I'm saying it's stupid that I have to subscribe to this private server thing just to enjoy the game.
Well, that's not necessarily. That was not something that they meant to have happen, though. That's not...
It's totally what they meant to
No,
happen.
they were
Yes. How much money are they making on Fallout First?
Yeah, but that's not. Now, I still think it's stupid now that they have not created persistent worlds. That I think is dumb. I still think the servers should be in some way, shape, or form persistent.
That would
personally,
be so great.
if you're paying for them.
I would love to log on and your guys' houses are there, even if you're not on. I would love that.
I mean, I don't understand why that's not a thing. I don't think they were like, let's put up a way where we can scam people who, like, because Vendor, the people who want to play the game privately are probably a small fraction of the people who are actually playing it.
I mean, yes, as
And
we
I don't-
would expect with any game.
And I just
but
don't think Fallout First is a way to scam money from you. I still think it's a touch ridiculous in the sense that you get game-altering items. I still think the game-altering items are bad. The scrap box, the repair kits, things like that. I still think that's shady and stupid. And I do think the non-persistent worlds are dumb.
And like
But
I believe the scrap box is like morally abhorrent that you pay for this quality of life improvement that should be part of the game. But you'll take my scrap box when you pry it from my cold dead hands.
No, this is definitely one of those things of like we're getting into like we're like 1% first world. I get that. I
Yeah.
understand that's what this is. Like, you will take my Starbucks from my dead fingers. Like I get
The-
that.
yeah,
But all I'm saying is I still think the concept of it's dumb.
Well, it is silly, but the thing is I don't know any other way to do it. Okay, so let me
I
just
agree.
say,
Yeah, I've really thought all along that you would enjoy Fallout 76 if you played it in a private world.
I don't like random people getting all up in my kitchen.
You could have just ended it. You don't like random people. We would.
Well,
You
I
could have
mean-
just said I don't like people, and it would have
Well,
been an accurate statement.
No, because that's not true, because I like to play Fallout 76 with you guys, and you guys are people. But random people that I don't know in my path of the quest that I'm doing, in the buildings, taking the stuff that I could be looting, that is a hard no for me. Totally unacceptable. It ruins the game, it ruins the immersion. So, getting Fallout first has sort of mitigated that for me, and it has made me feel like I'm playing Fallout again. And that is a huge thing. Huge. But I just don't like that I have to pay this monthly subscription to be able to do that. But I mean, that's the way Fallout 76 was designed, right? It's Fallout with friends. But it's not just Fallout with friends, it's Fallout with everybody else. And I will say, the people in the Fallout community that play Fallout 76 are probably some of the nicest people you could ever encounter in a public server for a video
Yeah.
game in the whole world. Like, I have never been attacked by somebody else, knock on wood. It's always been very friendly. People are waving, they're using emotes, they're dropping little bags of spoiled vegetables for me. Like, it's very friendly. So it's not that I don't like playing in that public space because I'm getting grieved like it would be in Sea of Thieves, but it's because of the whole idea of following these quest lines and wanting to loot, because looting for me is 80% of the game. Looting and
Yeah.
exploring is 80% of the game. And when I go into these buildings and the buildings have already been looted, it sucks. I hate it.
But you know what? That's what an apocalypse would be like.
Well, it's true, but that's not what Fallout is like for me, and I refuse to accept it.
That's fine.
What
So-
about what about you, Shalene, with your gameplay?
Well, thank you for that incredibly smooth segue, Rick.
Well, I know we're gonna get more to our experiences in the discussion part, so but I want to get
Yeah,
there.
I know. I was trying to find a way to turn this train as well, because I do have some stories that I would like to talk about. I've been playing Fallout 76 Wastelanders, obviously, like the rest of you, and I just, it's been a wonderful experience. I find it really fascinating that this world that is so familiar to me is now also brand new. It's not just the inclusion of voiced human NPCs. It's also bits of the landscape have changed, and locations are different. A place where previously was full of corpses and horror, now that place has been cleaned up, and there's a human being in there. It's really fascinating, really fascinating. And I am glad that I did start a new character, because things have been overhauled completely. I'd hate to miss anything along the line, so I'm glad that I did start that new character. So I started a new character along with Archon. This is something that we'd been planning to do for a few months now, start new characters together. And my character is very simple. It's her name is creatively Shalene, and she looks somewhat like me. And it took me, I was fussing around in the character creator for just ages, right? Because it's me. It's what I do. And Archon is standing outside the vault like, are you done yet? You look fine. Come on. Can we go? And I finally get out there and he's like, all right, can we play now? And his character is a greaser with a pompadour. He's just fabulous. He could have designed this character with me in mind. He's fabulous. So I really got a kick out of that. His fabulous pompadour. And we played together yesterday a pretty good deal, which was fun. We went and started a bunch of the things that are part of the main storyline, and got those rolling. We went and did the Nukashine quests. So we went to talk to Biv. We went to the frat party, and we get to the frat house, right? And you have to read the poster by the door to start the Nukashine quests. And we're fixing to go in. Archon turns back to me and he says, "Shalene, it says no cops." I was dressed in my Responders police uniform. It's like, "No, really, it says no cops." And I'm like, "This is all I have. This is all the clothes I have." So he drops an outfit so I can go to the frat party incognito. So I
Undercover.
change. We go into the party. Oh gosh, it was so fun. We took turns drinking the Nukashine so that one of us could come back, and I sat on a couch because I forgot about all the party crasher ghouls. So I was just sitting on this couch. And meanwhile, Archon's fighting for his life against all these party crashers. And then when we switched out and he drank the Nukashine, he's like, "Well, I think I'm just going to have a seat on this couch over here." So it was my turn to fight off all the ghouls. We had a lot of fun going down in the speakeasy, meeting Biv. It was really great. We started the Boy Scout quest lines, and I got my my Boy Scout skirt, my Girl Scout skirt, I guess, technically. It looks a little better on this character than it did on Jim Justice, I will say. Jim Justice, he does have nice legs, but I really do think it's just more flattering on this character. So we started that off. It was fun. We did some Responders quests. Archon built a tiny little house at his camp. It was so funny. He puts up... We're doing that quest where you just have to put down a fire pit and a stash box, right? And he puts down a foundation with this lovely tile mosaic floor. It was just beautiful. And so I lay my character down on this tile, and I'm like, yeah, I've got to take pictures. And he starts building walls around me. I'm like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to take photographs here." He's like, "Well, I'm trying to build a house here." So I did eventually have to get out of his way so we could finish building this house. Goodness, imagine. Priorities, people. But he built an adorable little tiny house, and I don't have a camp, so I'm just living there for now. I sleep in the chair in the corner. It's fine. Never notice I'm there. But we had a great time. We had a lot of fun. It's been lovely starting over fresh. I'm so used to having this high-level character and having Archon with this very high-level character and just kind of rolling through things and steamrolling. And it's been really nice experiencing this again from the beginning. I've really enjoyed that. Rick, I played with you and Archon for a while. That was a lot of fun as well.
I can't prove that.
Actually, I can. I have the screenshots. Yes, it was lovely. And I played with the two of you a couple nights ago, and I brought in my Jim Justice character. And we were playing in a public server, which was really funny. And we had done the Leader of the Pack quest, which led to the Wolf Pack quest. And we're chasing after this wolf pack, and it's so far away. It looks like we're never going to catch up to it. And finally, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm going to fast travel to the other side and cut them off. And then you guys travel to me, and then we'll go finish our quest, right? Makes sense. So I fast traveled. The guys came, and Vendor was there, and Rick was a little behind. He was running after us, and Vendor and I are crouched at the edge of the forest. We're looking out at the wolves, and some dude in power armor with a super sledge just runs out and just takes that wolf out with one swing. I was so annoyed. We had been chasing it for so long, and he just came out of nowhere, and he didn't even know we were there in the woods. You know, he didn't do anything wrong. He was just doing the quest. He had
did
no idea
everything
we were even
wrong.
there.
He did everything wrong.
He existed.
But we were like, dude, really, dude.
Yeah. Well, I spawned in like a mile away with like this other random guy who was like, "Hey, what's your bad?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry." Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been really enjoying it. I've been having a lovely time. It's been lovely, and I like having some positivity around this game. I like seeing people enjoying themselves, and gosh, it was really great to play with the two of you as well. So I enjoyed
Hey,
that
Vendor.
very much.
Vendor.
Mhm.
Little indoor communication here. You see what Shalene called that whole storyline
Um,
in the show notes?
uh, is the
Can
game
we
fixed?
not do this, Rick? Can we not do this?
I like pointing it out because she said I had a dirty mind, but she's the one who wrote it. I had
No,
to
but
hide.
that's a
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, you see.
Oh, you're so nasty.
I didn't. She wrote it. I didn't. That's the show. I'm not going to say what it is because it's going to be the show title.
Guys, let's okay, we've done our gameplay discussion. Let's Wow, I didn't know you could turn that color, Rick.
Let's put on our critical thinking caps.
Ooh, I have
and,
known you for a long time, and I have never seen you turn that particular shade of red.
I got really flush all of a sudden.
Crimson.
Wow,
Crimson.
fascinating. So let's have a little
Title, I'm so
discussion
excited.
about Wastelanders and the changes that have been made. And as Vendor said, put on our critical thinking caps and talk about this expansion. What do we think, guys? Who wants to start?
Vendor, go ahead.
Well, why don't we've got some questions on the list here. So why don't we just start with the first one? What do we think of the new systems? So I think I really like that feature of being able to use an item as you pick it up. Probably one of the greatest things that they've added so far. I can read plans as I pick them up. I can read
Mhm.
recipes as I pick them up. That is great. I can use stuff as I pick them up too. Like if I have a stim pack, if I'm out of stim packs, but I see one on that shelf and I need it right away, I can just use it. That's awesome. Other new systems, I think that they have improved the building just a little bit. Not sure about that. You can put plants on the benches,
Yes.
which is
You
a
can-
new. It's cool. You could like decorate your benches up with stuff.
Put radios on balloons.
Yeah, so they've gotten a little bit more liberal with how you can build, which is a huge thing for me because the building in Fallout 76 was just absolutely atrocious.
It's clunky.
Yeah, it was Fallout 4 building. It was still
Oh, I didn't
so-
mind that, but it was definitely a lot less flexible than Fallout 4. But it definitely
True,
feels better.
true.
Feels
Yeah,
better now.
yeah. So there's a little bit. It's kind of nice there. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of the new system? Guess.
I absolutely agree with you
some
on
changes.
the press E to pick up, hold E to use.
So
The weapons
good.
are favorite and equip. I think
Yeah.
that's amazing.
I can put a hat on instantly the moment I find it.
That's what they had in mind with that new system, was Shalene and the wearing of the hats.
Uh-huh.
I love the dialogue options. The fact that it's not just 4, that it's actually a bunch. And depending on where you are with your special, it will close off or activate certain choices. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I will say that the writing
Yeah,
with Wastelanders is far superior to what we've seen in Fallout 4 and
I
Fallout
think so, too.
76. Yeah.
it feels like, so we know that they have been working on this probably since the initial launch, or at least they had it in mind. They were planning this from the very beginning, and we know that for a fact. And you know how we know that for a fact? Remember the conspiracy theory segment we had a while ago?
Yes, the Post National Enquirer.
Post National Enquirer about the Horse Creek petroglyphs. Well, somebody on Reddit had actually found textures in the game for the petroglyphs, like years ago, not right after the game launched, but maybe 6-7 months after the game launched. And those are utilized now. So they had been planning this for a while. So it shows. It definitely shows in the writing and the way that it feels. So
I do think that they have properly leveled the special. Um, so having a high intelligence actually opens doors for your character
Mhm.
rather than just being some sort of vanity project to have high intelligence in the game.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
The special feels like it matters. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You actually feel special.
It feels like there's a use for characters beyond just high strength characters.
Yeah.
That's true. Very true.
It's not even the writing that's better though. It's also the quest objectives. I found and just the overall context that surrounds the quests and the structure of the stories as a whole, I think are better than what we've seen in the past. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting to think when Fallout 76 first launched, what a risk that was. When you look back on it and you're like, oh, this is what Fallout could be, can be, and is supposed to be, versus what they did at the beginning, you're like, wow, that was a ballsy move. That was a huge risk. And it
Yeah. I mean, we got to hand
whether,
it Bethesda does one thing really well, and that is listening to their community.
yeah.
People
Yeah.
wanted a game that they could play that was in the Fallout universe, and they wanted to be able to play it together, and Bethesda made that.
Now.
And then people didn't like it, and then Bethesda still tried to fix it. So, I mean, hats off to them for not giving up. Not giving
Yeah,
up.
it would
If
have
it
been
was
so
any
easy to abandon this game.
if it was any other game developer, they would have said, "Well, this is it. We're moving on to our next thing." But they're like, "No, we're gonna make this better. We're gonna work together and fix this." And it's really evolved as I had hoped that it would. But Wastelanders, I don't even want to call it Fallout 76 anymore. I just want to call it Wastelanders.
Yeah. I think it certainly changed the core game for the better.
Yeah, it's the game that we
Certainly did.
needed and wanted.
Well, let's see how long it is. I'm not, they haven't really said how long the main quest is supposed to be or supposed to take.
Yeah.
It feels like it's going to take a while, but I'm really nervous about that. I'm waiting for someone to be like,
Yeah.
I completed it in 10 hours. In which case, I'm going to be a little.
One thing that I'm a little nervous about is that I'm not actually running into a lot of NPCs. Like there's
Really?
not
I'm running into a ton.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what your definition of everywhere is, but it definitely feels like there's a lot less than what we've seen in Fallout 4.
The Blood Eagles, the cultists, or the raidists. The raiders are everywhere. I've run into settlers and scrappers every like half an hour to an hour. I run into people a lot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It still feels a little bit sparse to me.
Maybe you're just like naturally programmed to know how to avoid people.
Well, the other thing too is that I'm not really going round by the road.
That's
I
true.
don't really follow the road when I travel. I go through the bushes. So
Maybe that's it. Maybe
yeah. I take the Canadian way. And I just avoid all human contact, even the NPCs.
Yeah, it's definitely not dense. It's not population dense. Now, I remember when I first played Fallout 4 that there wasn't a lot of human contact. Well, NPC contact.
Like, I still have yet to find a settler camp or like a settlement.
We stumbled upon a small settler camp at the lake with the docks. There was like 2 or 3 people there.
I think that was one guy.
It was one person.
That was one guy.
No, it was
two.
It was 2 because there was the one in the tent and the one that insulted me for ordering a well done steak.
Well, like again though, like they're just coming back, so they won't have. There's like maybe a couple of thriving towns, but as far as like other smaller settlements, they won't be as thriving as they were in games where they were established as survivors.
There are like a smattering of single NPCs.
Smattering.
Like, you'll have a guy sitting, on a rock or something, or by a fire or something like that. But in terms of traveling half the map now, as a new character, I haven't really run into any settlements where there's been more than 2 people.
Yeah, I think there's only like 2 main settlements where it's going to be.
Yeah, and I think they did that because of camp issues, right?
That, and I think just it's still the influx of people
Yeah,
coming back.
it's brand
Not-
new. People coming back to Appalachia is still brand new.
Yeah, they wouldn't have
Yeah.
towns yet.
I wonder if time goes on, is
hope.
it going to become more populated? Are they going to add more stories, more people?
I hope so.
Yeah,
wonder.
That's absolutely something I wonder about as well. Where is this game going to go from here? Are we
It.
going to?
I mean,
Are we going to
it
get
has-
new areas, or is it going to just be adding additional people with stories and
Yeah.
quests?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Bethesda has opened the floodgates. Like they now have a untapped mine of potential content that they can create with
Yeah.
Wastelanders.
Anything is possible
So-
from here.
Yeah.
The way that most of these types of games go, they usually do this sort of thing. They have the base map, they have DLC update for the base map, then they introduce like a new map, and then things like that. So I have a feeling if they're going to follow the same trope, which they've set themselves up to do, I would guess the next big update we'll get is a new map.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw that out there as a prediction.
And it's important to note as well that all of this content, this complete overhaul of the game, is free. With the base game, if you own the base game, then Wastelanders is free.
That's what
Yeah, that is
Fallout
true.
First is buying, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good
Development
point.
cost.
That is a very good
Also,
point.
Fallout First is buying hats.
I guess so.
What is that you sipping on there? Is that
Yeah,
a
I
tea?
know. I've seen you
Iced
drink
tea.
that all night.
Yeah, it's
What?
iced tea, decaf, ginger peach, black tea.
I thought like it was a bottle of soy sauce or something.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I'm swigging a bottle of soy sauce.
Well, that's what it looks like. It's got a weird label.
So sodium count would be through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like what they've done so far. It is the game that we needed and wanted.
The direction is
Lovely.
great.
Mhm.
I like the way that they rolled it out, though. I like the fact that, it was very sparse at first, where you could play the game and it just felt empty. Again, empty because I'm not the kind of person that does a lot of the events or the grindy bits. That's not my thing. So for me, like the game kind of felt a little, lacking in that area, and I think that's what led to my drop off. And I was not happy with how long the content we did get. I thought was a little bit thin, but seeing what they released with Wastelanders, it kind of makes more sense now in retrospect, where they were putting their time and effort into mainly. And I don't want to say it saved the game, because the game didn't need saving, but it definitely put wind in its sails. I think. I think it was I think it worked. I definitely think it's going to draw people back. I don't think it's going to draw the people who are going to be trolleys back, but I think it's going to pull people back into the game.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a spectrum of users. Yeah.
I agree with that.
What do you guys think about? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I love the fact that the Reddit is super nice and amazing, and everyone's like glowing with positive reviews, and the media is tearing it apart for some reason. Like all the critic reviews are bad.
Historical
Everyone who's boots
precedents.
Mhm.
There's
but
bias
everyone-
there, right?
Yeah, everyone
So-
who's boots on the ground is like, "This is great and awesome," and the Reddit is positive. Like, who have you? When have
Yeah,
you ever seen a
Reddit
positive
is-
That's never
thread?
been positive.
Resident
Except
is
for like Wastelanders, everyone's like, "Hey, this is pretty good, right?"
yeah. But I mean, nobody is more critical than Fallout's biggest fans.
Yeah.
And I think, what we are seeing is people speaking out about the game that they love the most, and that's fair. Because, I think that criticism is needed, but they've done a great job. They have the thing about it is that I don't want to say that they've like gone above and beyond and like done something that they've never done before, because all of the content that's new and here right now is totally something that they've done before. This is not new for Bethesda.
Sure.
So and you see what they are capable of in Wastelanders. I haven't seen that in Fallout 76, but I see Bethesda back in it in Wastelanders. This is what they are are really good at doing, and they've done it with Wastelanders, and that's what I really like about it. So I mean, I think it's all around really nice. I'm really looking forward to going through the main storyline and all that stuff
Mhm.
and exploring some more. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any more comments regarding Wastelanders? Did you want to address any of these other talking points or?
I
The
think we
Atom
kinda
Shop's
hit-
a little sparse. I thought there would be more stuff in it. I was like
Yeah,
scrolling
well,
through the other day. It's pretty
limited
empty.
edition digital items, dear. So they bring them in and then they roll them out to create this
Yeah.
false sense of scarcity,
Yeah.
and then they bring them back, 6 months later. So at one given time, there's not a ton of things, but you come back every week and there are the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to say congratulations on getting this game out and at the technical level that it's at. Especially in the middle of kind of the whole world shutting down the last 2 months.
No
Still-
kidding.
They were still able to push this out.
Yeah.
And I do want to say congratulations if anyone from Bethesda's listening. It's really good. I appreciate the experiment that Fallout 76 was. I appreciate the fact that a AAA game company was willing to
Take risks like
take a
that.
guess.
Yeah.
And I still stand by my criticisms previously. I still think some of the stuff is a bad decision.
I still think it's a social experiment.
But I love the fact that your mouth went out of camera view for that, like bit of a
It's down here.
but the juxtaposition between what the feeling was that they were going for with base Fallout 76 to what Wastelanders is, I think I get it. I believe I get it. And I really appreciate what they were doing and trying to do. And I think they nailed it.
Yeah, it's Fallout again.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
always been Fallout. It's just been a different Fallout. And
It's
now
the Fallout that
Fallout
we know and
wanted.
love.
Yeah. I hope though that they aren't afraid to take risks in the future. I really hope that I hope that the negative feedback they got with 76 base doesn't keep them from taking risks in the future with other platforms. Otherwise, we wouldn't get gems. But yeah, I really appreciate what they've done, and I think it's amazing what they did.
I'm excited to see what's coming. Things that I would like to see in the future is the a schwack load of different companions that you can get.
Schwack load.
Yes,
That's part
schwack
of the
load.
metric system, right?
In Canada, it is. Yeah. I would like to also see pets. Wouldn't it be great to have a dog meat?
I'm pretty sure we're
feeling-
getting pets because okay guys, I was browsing through the Atom Shop the other day, right? Just browsing through, and in the emotes section of the Atom Shop, there were options for pet commands.
So it's
So-
happening.
I hope so. I think it'd be great to roam around with a little Mr. Gutsy following.
Can
you
you
around.
imagine blasting through the wasteland with a cat behind you?
Oh dear.
Could we not?
Like,
Walk
how
down that
hilarious
road.
would that be? Like, your cat's just like clawing at them.
I want my own little infiltrator bot. Is that what they're called? The
What's that?
the little Chinese robots. The little
Oh, yeah.
what are those called?
I'm trying to think.
And they have the little
Little blue
propaganda
ones.
flyers. They're the
the
little
liber-
ones.
liber-
liberators.
Haters. Yeah.
Yes, I want my
You
own
can tell
little
it's been a while.
liberator.
You can tell it's been a while.
It would be so cute.
I would love if every once
just-
in a while a little flyer poofed out of him.
I just want a Protectron
Mhm.
clunking along behind me.
Fabulous.
Area is secure.
That would be so good. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So,
Yeah. I did have one other thing that I sort of wanted to add in. I find it really interesting that a few of the things that I'm seeing praised about the Wastelanders expansion are not part of the Wastelanders expansion. They're some of the quality of life changes that Fallout 76 has made over the past few months. Not entirely stuff that's new with Wastelanders. For example, you mentioned decorating your workbenches with plants and stuff. That's been there for a while. You know, that's a lot of these things are things that weren't there from the beginning, but they were added in along the way. So it represents not just this one content drop. It represents the culmination of months of work from the team at Bethesda, and improvements and adjustments and tweaks that they've been making over a long period of time. And they deserve some mad props for the work they've put in here. I've said since the beginning that Fallout 76 is a deeply flawed game, but it is a deeply flawed game that I've enjoyed. It was flawed, but it was never a bad game. And I think that this is, it continues to be improved, and I've enjoyed it, and I hope that everyone who jumps into Wastelanders enjoys it too.
I think they will. If they're a fan. You know, somebody asked me, they're like, should I get Fallout 76 and Wastelanders? And I'm like, if you like Fallout, you need to get it.
And I will say with caution, if you are somebody that doesn't like that PvP environment, consider getting Fallout first and doing Wastelanders in Fallout first. Because it doesn't feel like a real Fallout when you're playing on a public server trying to do those storylines. It just doesn't. You know? Like when I'm engaged in dialogue, main dialogue is part of the main storyline with one of the major NPCs, and in the background there's another player like jumping around my screen and shooting their rifle. That is like that's not right. So that's what I mean.
That part I don't like about it is like when you're in like the middle of something serious and a dude in like this wackadoo bunny suit comes through going on the logo site, you're kind of like
And the thing about it is that these people funnel to those areas because they all have to talk to the same NPCs, right? And it's not instanced, right? It's one at a time in talking to these people. So that's just be mindful of that.
In some cases, it is instanced.
I was gonna say, however, with Wastelanders, the important conversations, the important dialogue and choices are all instanced.
Yes, yeah. So,
but yeah, I mean, yeah. It's immersion breaking, but I wouldn't say that's what killed it for me. It certainly wasn't, you know, the best. I do like it when you're having a serious moment in Fallout where it stays serious. And I think I've mentioned that before to you guys, where like the wackadoo with the seriousness of Fallout was always scripted by the developers and the story writers. So it always didn't feel disjointed, where in 76 it had a tendency to feel a little disjointed. When you're like, you know, you're listening to a holotape and it's like, everyone's dead. They're all gone. And someone's behind going, hello, my darling, home over, baby. And you're like, I can't get into this right now because it's supposed to be emotional, but there's like some wackadoo behind me. So, so that you know,
whole schwackload of wackadoos.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway.
Well, gentlemen, what say we go play some Fallout 76 Wastelanders and see what else we can find? I think that's a show. Do you guys have any announcements or plugs?
Guys, we're up to $2,207.69 in donations for the WJLG In It Together COVID-19 Relief Fund.
That is fantastic.
Isn't that amazing?
That really is amazing.
It's amazing. I can't even believe that we're here. We have a $10,000 goal. I have no idea if we're actually going to make that goal, but we're over $2,000 and it's absolutely awesome. If you would like to donate, all you have to do is scroll down below the channel. The link is in the info, or you can find it on our social media or send us a message and we'll send it to you. It's very simple. You can pay through PayPal. It's all through Tiltify, so it's a secure site. If you can't donate, you know, because these are hard times, share it with your friends and family. And I should also mention the whole reason that we're doing this is to raise money to put personal protective equipment, PPE, on healthcare workers worldwide, and that is through Direct Relief. So you can catch me doing some charity streams on the odd times, also on my own channel and on We Just Love Games. But once again, a big shout out and thank you to everybody who's already supported this initiative.
Thank you for
Lovely.
that.
And
Amazing.
Vendor's Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Vendortron. If you'd like to check him out there, and you should. Twitch.tv/Vendortron. And just to give the audio folks some insight into Rick's visual gags, when I asked if anybody had anything to plug, Rick held up a plug. Oh dear. And I will plug that I was on an episode of the Fallout Hub recently, so you can check that out as well. I was a guest on that show. So, and yeah, that's it. So tweet at us at that Fallout show. We just love games. Rick McVick, Shalene L, Vendortron in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/thatfalloutshow. Join the group at facebook.com/group/thatfalloutshow. The network is at facebook.com/we-just-love-games and facebook.com/groups/we-just-love-games. Send us your emails and tell us your opinions on Wastelanders to info@wejustlovegames.com, info@wejustlovegames.com. Like this video if you're watching the video version. Subscribe to youtube.com/wejustlovegames if you would like to appreciate Rick's visual gags in all of their visual fidelity. You can find this show on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, etc., etc., and leave us a review on iTunes, other platforms. It helps us out so much. We record this show live every other Friday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/wejustlovegames. And next week we will be here recording an episode of GameStack Podcast. You should definitely check that out. We love GameStack. That is our general gaming show. It's always a good time. We do Twitch streams when we can. Not sure if are we doing one Sunday, Rick? We haven't talked about it.
We haven't talked about it.
Yeah,
yet.
we haven't talked about it. We may. We'll see. Thanks for listening, guys. Who's got the last word?
I just want to say, if you can, donate to our COVID relief fund. That's the most important thing right now, is just getting those doctors and nurses and those important essential people what is it, PPE? Is that what you said?
Personal protective equipment.
The protective equipment that they need. That's what I really hope all of us can do in some way, shape, or form.
Lovely. Try not to die, everyone.